5. One night, the Shah of Yunnan, as his wont, considered of his power, and told his state how great it was, and how about him set the robe of honor of prosperity. Then found he nothing wanted to his heart, unless a son, who his dominion and glory might inherit after him. And then he turned him to the Shah and said, O thou whose wisdom is the rule of kings, glory to God who gave it, answer me, is any blessing better than a son? Man's prime desire, by which his name and he shall live beyond himself, by whom his eyes shine living, and his dust with roses blows. A foot for thee to stand on he shall be, a hand to stop thy falling in his youth. Thou shalt be young, and in his strength be strong. Sharp shall he be in battle as a sword, a cloud of arrows on the enemy's head. His voice shall cheer his friends to plight, and turn the foeman's glory into flight. Thus much of a good son, whose wholesome growth approves the root he grew from. But for one needed of evil, well, could one undo his generation, and as early pull hint and his vices from the string of time, like Noah's puffed with ignorance and pride, who felt the stab of he is none of thine, and perished in the deluge, and because all are not good, be slow to pray for one, whom having you may have to pray to lose. Crazy for the cursed children, ran before the sheikhs a fellow, crying out, O hear and help me, pray to Allah from my clay, to raise me up a fresh young cypress, who my childless eyes may lighten with the beauty of his presence. Said the sheikh, be wise and leave it wholly in the hand of Allah, who, whatever we are after, understands our business best. But the man persisted, saying, Sheikh, I languish in my longing, help and set my prayer a-going. Then the sheikh held up his hand, great as arrow flew to heaven, from the hunting ground of darkness, down a musky fawn of China brought a boy, when the tender shoot of passion in him planted found sufficient soul and sap, took to drinking with his fellows from a corner of the housetop. Ill affronts a neighbor's wife, draws his dagger on the husband, who complains before the justice, and the father has to pay day and night the youngster's doings, such the talk of all the city. Our entreaty, threat, or counsel held him till the desperate father, once more to the sheikh a-running, catches at his garment, crying, Sheikh, my only hope and helper, one more prayer that God who laid will take that trouble from my head. But the sheikh replied, remember how that very day I warned you, better not importune Allah, unto whom remains no other prayer unless to pray for pardon, when from this world we are summoned on to bind the pack of travel. Son or daughter ill shall help us, slaves are we unencumbered, best may do the master's mind, and whatever he may order, do it with a will resigned. And there's that responsibility of guidance all around, but particularly parents towards children, and children to break free from whatever was wrong with their parents. Because if they hold those influences are going to count against the parent. So yeah. But what did we talk about? We talk about the things going wrong in this world. It's like evil is our entertainment nowadays. And that's not the thing. The mention of evil for entertainment. And prayer, of course, is not just, oh God, this and that and the other. it's and saying what you want. Yeah, you should want to do the prayer, but prayer in Semitic and Persian languages doesn't refer to just people making up their own thing and doing their own thing. They're doing God's thing, or they're doing the traditions thing. And this comes with an image of somebody a bit younger, I guess the son, but the son maybe like even middle-aged and the father elderly. And the father, but the person's walking with but he's like practically in the guy's shadow. And I think that's why he's kind of crouching a little bit, because he's like hiding in the shadow. There's palm trees and stuff, but it's almost like a desert outside that, because it doesn't seem like there's a hill with some stuff going on, but most of the place seems to be barren. But there's a palace at the top, or a mosque or something.